It's been a long day without you, my friend. They've got you, man. They've got you. We tried our best to protect you, Abba, but the streets could not protect you. The dictator himself has taken him. He's gone. We couldn't look after him no more. 4 goals this season. There was no way we could defend him anymore. The dictator Arteta has won the battle. What is going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. A very difficult one for me. I've been getting messages left, right, and centre, people. The lawyer, I'm in trouble today, people. You know, it's been thrown out of court. They've sent him down for life. They've got him. The streets tried to protect him. And that's it, man. It's crazy, isn't it? This was, what, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago? Sliding on his knees, on resettings now. You know, they're locking him up, man. He's in Arteta jail, people. Big up to every single one of you for tuning in today. I can see all of you in the comments. Really appreciate you turning up. It's going to be a good show today. Case is closed, man. They lock him up, people. Him gone. Squid Game settings, man. I'm telling you, life sentence for Aubameyang. Team Oba has been defeated, people. I even turned up in the 4-4-2 or 4-2-4 hoodie today, people, just to let them know. We lost a real one, people. We lost a real one. We're going straight into Granit Xhaka mode from now. In fact, I don't even like calling it Granit Xhaka mode today after what I just heard in the press conference, but this is going to be a long show. It's going to be a long show, people. We got a lot to talk about. Waffle settings. He's just finished the press conference. We're going to talk about the Aubameyang story, whether we all agree with it, who the next captain's going to be. Kevin Campbell was on Sky defending the decision of Arteta. And I saw some things in that press conference that if they come to fruition, I can't lie, people, there's going to be meltdowns. There's going to be meltdowns. And because I heard Granit Xhaka's name being mentioned by Arteta when it comes to the new captaincy. And I'm sorry, people, there's certain things that we cannot accept as Arsenal fans. And if Xhaka gets his hands on that armband, I'm telling you, people, I'm telling you, I'm learning French, I'm moving to Paris, and I will become a season ticket holder. And I will get number 30, Messi, on the back of my shirt. And we will change this channel to a French channel. That will be that for me. Yeah, I will be speaking French by tomorrow if Granit Xhaka is announced as captain. I'm telling you. But listen, we got lots to talk about today. Make sure you smash that like button. You know what? I woke up this morning. You start planning your content for the day. You think, right, what can I talk about? Press conference reaction today. We'll look ahead to the West Ham game, and I'm chilling. I go to the gym, this, that, the other, and I'm like, oh, Aubameyang's been stripped to the armband. And I'm like, raw, what a day. What a day. Arsenal are literally the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to content creators, man. But most of the time, it's for the wrong reasons. I don't open my phone and see Arsenal have agreed 70 million for Vlahovic. Arsenal have agreed 40 million for Aouar or 30 million for Renato Sanchez, you know. Oui, ça va? Bonjour. I'm telling you. You see me with a PSG shirt on tomorrow. If Granit Xhaka gets announced as Arsenal captain, I am done. I am done. Aubameyang, you are not innocent in this. Even me as your potential, you know, lawyer, as we joke about. I'm struggling to defend. But listen, I seen Harry Maguire go to Greece and start beating people up. This brother got found guilty in a court of law and got a suspended sentence and a fine. He came back to Manchester and wore the armband. I've seen Granit Xhaka throw that armband on the floor, take the shirt off and stick his finger up at the fans and tell us to F off. After 45 yellow cards and 6 reds. If he wears the armband at Arsenal Football Club, delete the club. Finished. Finished. There's no way he should come back. Amazon must sit there in their office and say, we've hit the jackpot. The Manchester City documentary was decent. The Tottenham one got a little more exciting, Mourinho. But the Arsenal one is going to break records for all the wrong reasons. All or nothing. I mean, you've given Amazon everything. And you've given Arsenal Brexit straight out of Europe, Arteta. Let's get one thing clear before we get into this today. Let's get one thing clear. A lot of people are happy that Aubameyang's had the armband taken off him. They feel he's not the leader of Arsenal. He's not the right captain to take us forward. As I always said, people, I will never tell anybody that their opinion is wrong. Your opinion is your opinion. That's the beauty of football. One thing I have to say, I don't think today can be looked at in a positive light for an Arsenal fan. In my opinion. Because, okay, some of you will say, okay, maybe Aubameyang's past it. Maybe he's a bad egg. We need to get him out. Cool. But we are a circus right now. And it seems like it's constantly been a circus since Mikel Arteta has come to the club. Mesut Ozil, William Saliba, Matteo Guendouzi, Pepe, Aubameyang. We heard David Luiz when he left that he didn't get on with him. There has to be a certain time where we turn round and say, do you know what? Maybe the manager is the biggest problem. Now, in isolation, you can say, cool, Aubameyang, turning up late, out of order. You can't do that as captain. And I have no problem with anybody saying that. But when we look at the bigger picture, this isn't a one-off. This is consistently happening with different people. Now, let me tell you something. When you take the armband off Aubameyang, you have now got a big, big problem on your hands. For me, once you take the armband off Aubameyang, you have to get him out of the club. You have to get him out of the club. Now, I don't know Aubameyang on a personal level. I've heard a few people talk about him, and I know somebody who works at the club who gives a little bit of insight. I don't think Aubameyang will take this on the chin and be like, okay, I need to just buckle my ideals up and work hard. I think Aubameyang will have completely had enough of this manager. His agent has tweeted today, putting out pictures of Aubameyang lifting up the FA Cup, holding the golden boot. They clearly have not taken this well. Naturally, you're the captain, your pride, your ego has been dented. He's not going to be happy. Is Arteta really worth all this hassle? This is what we're going to find out. Today is either the beginning of Mikel Arteta's career as a top manager, or he has written up his own P45 today. Today is the beginning or the end of Mikel Arteta's Arsenal career. Because when you make a decision like the one he's made today, trust me, there's going to be a lot of fallout. As I said to you yesterday, Aubameyang is very popular in the dressing room. It's not just about getting Aubameyang the armband off him. It's about the repercussions, what happened in that dressing room. How many dictators are there in football as such? I would say the most popular dictator, if you like, is Jose Mourinho. Mourinho is very much get down or lay down. It's my way or you get out. Now that worked for Mourinho because Mourinho had success. If somebody tries to dictate their ideas to you, and you don't necessarily agree with them or the way they're handling you, but you have great success, you will put up with it. You will say, okay, you know, I don't really like the way Mourinho manages me, but I've just won the Premier League. I've just won the FA Cup. I won the Champions League. I'll accept it. Pep is very much a control freak as well. Dictatorship. But he's a winner. There's success there, so you can understand the reasoning behind it. If Mikel Arteta is dictating to you, and you're not successful, you're going to look at him and go, well, why am I going to put up with that attitude if there's nothing at the end of it? We're out of Europe. We're not winning trophies. He's treading on eggshells. But listen, maybe it is a decision that needed to be made in terms of isolation, in terms of Aubameyang. And we're going to discuss it. There's lots to discuss. We're in slow mode. There's 1,300 of you in here already, people. Great support already. Make sure you smash that like button. Curtis, I love your opinions, but Aubameyang cannot be defended. The guy couldn't even be effed to turn up on time for a North London derby. And yep, last season, obviously, that was poor. Thomas said, I think this could be a positive day in the long run. Okay, fair enough. Trophies change attitudes. Fact, 100%. 100%. Let's get into it. Like I said, for me, I don't think today is a positive day. And some of you go, oh, that's because, you're a big fan of Aubameyang. I just think there will be other effects inside the dressing room from what is happening today. I really do. But we'll have to see. Right, let's get into the latest. There's a few things to talk about. Obviously, earlier today, Arsenal broke the news that Aubameyang was being sacked as captain of the football club. Why always us? Like Balotelli used to say, why always me? Why is it always Arsenal? I don't see this happen at United, at Liverpool, at Chelsea. Again, I've said it before and I will say it again. This is an out-of-control classroom with a supply teacher. Trust me, people. Man are throwing paper airplanes at the teacher. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Yeah, they're not listening to him. This is why he wants all the young players, because they'll put their head down and work. Babatunde said, Curtis, this manager disgusts me. I won't be supporting Arsenal again till Arteta is out. Strong words from Babatunde. Shamba said, CS9, well, we are behind you. Arteta out. Big up Fran. Let me know if you're on today, Fran. I'll put it in the comments. Said, should never have been out in the open. It could have been dealt with very easily. I mean, there's a split on this. Some people are saying it's good that he's being clear and honest. I just don't think an experienced manager would have put his laundry out there for everybody to see. I think a Klopp, it gets dealt with in-house and you cover it up. Now, he's going to be talked about at every single press conference. If Arsenal don't beat West Ham tomorrow, what happens? Why didn't Aubameyang play? Why is Aubameyang not on the bench? It's going to be Mesut Ozil all over again. If you're the manager, why do you want that? Surely you don't want that. So the club made a statement. A very blunt statement as well. Very short and very blunt. Following his latest disciplinary breach last week, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will no longer be our club captain and will not be considered for selection for Wednesday's game for Wednesday's match against West Ham United. We expect all our players, particularly our captain, to work to the rules and standards we have all set and agreed. We are fully focused on tomorrow's match. I mean, that is short, blunt, and straight to the point. Now, one thing I was talking about yesterday, people, was we don't know the full story. We don't know the full story, which I thought was interesting, why those details have not been revealed. Because, as I said yesterday, if your mum is unwell and you have to go to a foreign country to collect her and you turn back up late, should dispensation be given? Your mum's ill. I don't think football would have been the priority for Aubameyang. I think for two reasons dispensation wasn't given. Number one, it's happened before him being late. And number two, he's out of form. No one can tell me if Aubameyang had 15 goals this season, this would have happened. He's got 4 goals. If he had 15, do you think this statement would be here? No. But with 4 goals, it's an easy opportunity for Arteta to think, do you know what? I don't really want Aubameyang here. He's kind of played himself here that I can get rid of him and make him look like the bad guy. So everybody wins if you're Mikel Arteta in this situation. It's an opportunity for him to get him out. Jamie said, Aubameyang is off to Barca on loan. We will probably pay his wages. I mean, for me, Aubameyang going on loan is a disaster. You can't loan out your best player. You've got to sell him on a permanent deal. Get some cash for him, get him off the wage bill and replace him. Arsenal, in my opinion, are not going to be able to sell Aubameyang. Because who takes a 32-year-old on 300 grand a week who's out of form? Who would buy that? He's being linked with Barcelona. And Barcelona are broke. They had to let the greatest ever footballer leave on a free transfer, Lionel Messi. So how are they pulling out 300 grand for Aubameyang plus a transfer fee? To let him out on loan would be an absolute disaster. This, for me, and some people are saying it's positive, I think today is an absolute embarrassment for Arsenal Football Club. I think it's an embarrassment. I think there's a lack of leadership from top to bottom. Was he ever captain material in the first place? They gave him the armband, let's be honest, to try and convince him to stay at the football club. It was a bargaining tool. He was on his way out. They threw him a bag of money in the captain's armband, as Arsenal regularly do. That is the problem. Should he have been the captain in the first place? Surely, Aubameyang had been at the club for 2 years. Surely they must have known what Aubameyang's personality was like before giving him the armband. I'm sure he's been late before. They must have known. It was purely, we've got to keep him. He's just scored 22 goals. Give him the money. Give him the armband. Give him whatever he wants. A year, 18 months later, you're going, it's not really captain material. Were we not aware of that in the first place, people? Today is an embarrassment for Arsenal Football Club. I'm getting messages from fans of other clubs. Your club's a joke. You give him 300 grand, now you're trying to get rid of him. You've took the armband off him. You never learnt from Mesut Ozil. You're right back to where you were before. Where's the leadership? Where's the leadership at the football club? Would this have happened with an experienced manager? I never heard any disciplinary issues about Aubameyang when Arsene Wenger was the manager. I never heard them when Unai Emery was the manager. So what's gone wrong? What's the problem? Why is there so many disciplinary issues? Jamie said, hang on, what standards? Edu said in September there are no objectives, so how can there be standards? The owner of the football club publicly said, I didn't buy this club to win trophies. He bought it to earn money. Your technical director does an interview saying, I'm not publicly going to make any target for the football club. And your manager has never been a manager in previous history. So where are the standards? Where are the demands? Who's telling people you can't slip below this line? This is where we have to maintain ourselves. As I said, when you're a kid in a classroom, you behave to the level that you believe that teacher is at. If you know that teacher's going to cause problems, give you detention, you behave, innit? Because you know, I don't want that discipline. When you know you can get away with stuff with that teacher, you do it. Some people saying I'm defending Aubameyang too much. I'm not. I'm genuinely not. I'm saying we have to look at the bigger picture. If we purely just say, right, Aubameyang's turning up late, it's right to take the armband off him. That's too narrow-minded to look at it like that, because there's going to be repercussions from this. Now, people talk about Dortmund. He misbehaved at Dortmund. Dortmund were in a different position. Aubameyang was 28 and on fire. So they knew, listen, worst case scenario, Aubameyang can be sold. Aubameyang was on 120 grand a week. It's quite easy to get rid of him at that time. He's now 32 out of form and on more than double what he was on before. So how do you move him on? I just hope, for Arteta's sake, that he has a plan of how to move Aubameyang on, because he's going to have a very big problem on his hands. Loss said Aubameyang's time at the club has to be finished. For the club to release an official statement and not include him in the squad tomorrow is proof of it. I would say Aubameyang is probably finished at the club. Sacco said, Ozil, Guendouzi, Pepe, Aubameyang, all scapegoated by Dictator. Partey is next. And the problem is, they're all players that you kind of look at and think, maybe they got a bit of... I mean, you look at it. Ozil said things about terrible things that are occurring in China. The club didn't back him because they lost money. That was probably the beginning of the end for Mesut Ozil. Guendouzi was playing up, acting a bit immature. That was the end of him. Pepe, clearly he doesn't like him. Aubameyang, he doesn't like him. It seems to me that he doesn't like those kind of personalities, which is fair enough. But you've got to understand that while they're in your company, in your team, you've got to know how to treat them and how to try and get the best out of them. You can't always just say, get rid, get rid, get rid. You know? And all of a sudden, everyone's turned on Aubameyang now. People can't stand him now. He's public enemy number one. I mean, this is another interesting statistic, people, about the captain. Somebody just put it in the comments. I actually had the picture ready. Arsenal's last 9 club captains. William Gallas was axed. Fabregas forced his way out, so did Van Persie. Vermaelen didn't even start 50% of the games. Arteta was the captain himself. He started 8% of Arsenal's games that season when he was made captain. Mertesacker, 6%. Koscielny forced his way out, threw our shirt on the floor and put the Bordeaux one on. And Granit Xhaka was axed after telling us to F off and stuck his finger up us. Now Aubameyang turns up late and he's axed. The Arsenal captain's armband is cursed right now, people. I don't know what the problem is, but this armband is becoming a huge problem at Arsenal, and I don't see this happen at other clubs. Why is it? Why always Arsenal? Balotelli settings, why always me? Why always Arsenal? How many of those guys should have been captain? Gallas, no chance. I actually thought Fabregas led by the way he played. So did Van Persie, but we didn't have them on long contracts. Vermaelen I thought was a quality defender, but injury prone. Arteta shouldn't have been the captain. Neither should Mertesacker. Koscielny was okay, but look at the way he left. He embarrassed us, and Xhaka shouldn't have been the captain. So it is an interesting situation. Aubameyang is in the overdraft now, Big C. Listen, Zuko, I think he's beyond the overdraft. I gotta be honest. I think the bailiffs are at the door. You know, I think we've gone beyond his money in the bank, his overdraft. He's now thousands of pounds in debt, and the bailiffs are knocking, trying to take the sofa. We couldn't save him, I'm afraid. Nemo said, Ozil, Pepe, Guendouzi, Aubameyang, players with bad attitude who don't work hard enough. No problem with Arteta getting rid of them, in my opinion. I mean, how you could flip that on its head is people will say, Guendouzi's gone to France. He's playing really well. He's in the French squad. There's no sign of a bad attitude there. You know, Pepe, I'm not really sure. Don't know too much about the attitude. Aubameyang, we can question, of course. And Ozil, you know, is the manager the problem or the players the problem? We'll soon find out, I suppose, you know. But clearly there are issues. There are issues, you know. Martinelli, the way he was treated before, people weren't happy with. So we'll have to see. But listen, it's that time, people. It is that time. Waffle settings. This is an epic waffle settings we're about to get into. I caught the end of the press conference as I got back in. So we're going to look at it. I'm going to try possibly and get a guest on towards the end of the show. So I'm just going to, I sent a message out. So I'm going to try and get somebody on at the end of the show, but they haven't got back to me yet. So listen, get the syrup ready, people. Get the syrup ready. Let me get it up. The streets, we lost a real one today. I'm telling you. He got him, people. We knew it. We knew he was coming for him, you know. We knew that Arteta, at one stage, at one time or another, he was going to get Aubameyang. It was clear those two were not a match made in heaven. And finally, he's got his man. Mick Ross settings, people. Let me get the picture up. It's a legendary picture. He's got him. He's probably got this look on his face today. He looks a happy man. I can't lie. He looks like he's relieved that he's finally caught him. Mr. Modo, big up for the super chat. Are there any positives that could come out of this? Don't we have to break the egg to make an omelette? I like your theory there. I like your theory. Listen, I'm somebody in life that I always try and look for the positive. Maybe Aubameyang is a negative influence on the dressing room. Maybe it's a wake-up call for Aubameyang. Maybe Aubameyang does just take it on the chin and go, you know what? I should have appreciated being captain more. I'm going to get my head down. I'm going to turn up on time. I'm going to prove myself. It's just somehow I don't see that becoming the way this finishes. I just think that those two are going to fall out over this. Raul said, if you look at it, I think it's the personality. Arteta does not like an alpha who is bigger than himself. And I agree with that, people. Because listen, ultimately, this is how we operate in life terms. You know, there's certain standards. If you're working in an office and the cleaner gets the manager's job, you're going to feel a certain way because you're going to think, I'm more qualified than you. How are you qualified to be the manager when you have no experience of it previously? When somebody comes in and says, listen, I've been doing this job for 10, 15 years, there's my CV, I'm proven, you automatically have that respect for that person. And I feel like with Arteta, look, number one, he wasn't a giant of a footballer. So it's not like Zidane or Pep where you think, okay, he was an inexperienced manager but an unbelievable player. And also, he wasn't a manager. So when he's telling you to do things, you're not sure whether he knows what he's talking about or not because there's no proof. There's no proof there, people. Custard berry tart about Xhaka. Curtis, he got dog's abuse from the fans online. He snapped. He made a mistake. Does he not deserve another chance? He does captain the Swiss. Listen, my biggest problem with Granit Xhaka is what he does on the pitch. I don't think he's good enough to even be a consistent player in the Arsenal team. Never mind the Arsenal captain. So listen, second chances. I'm all about second chances, people. But I just don't think. I don't think that Xhaka is the guy. He shouldn't even be in the team. Ralph V. Arteta managing Ronaldo versus Aubameyang. You got to handle big personalities, people, at big football clubs. Characters. You've got to handle characters. It's not just about the footballer. It's about the human, the person, what they like, their ego. So, J Dime said the proof's on the waffles. Right, speaking of waffles, and you're spot on, the proof is in the waffles. Let's get into Mikel Arteta's press conference. The man, he's got him. He got him out, people. Aubameyang is gone. Will he ever come back? Mikel Arteta faced the media on Tuesday to preview our next match against West Ham. The boss was asked about the club captaincy, Aubameyang facing the Hammers and more. Get that syrup ready, people. He is going to waffle like you have never heard in your life here, people. I'm telling you now. The bits I heard, I was like, oh my God. This is Cone Man music settings. Man said, wow, that beard grew quick. Arteta is stressed. Listen, Arteta, he needs a result tomorrow because you know the questions he's going to be asked if we don't. He said, on the captaincy decision, I think it's a real clear statement from the club. It's a decision we have made following the last incident that we had with the players, and this is where we stand. It's interesting that he's saying we, but he's probably trying to let you know that the club have backed him on this decision. On how many incidents there have been, he said, I don't mind you asking, but I can't go any further on that. As you can believe, when we had to make that decision, it was because it was the right one to defend the interests of the football club. On whether he broke the news to Aubameyang himself, he said, yes, we did it, both the club having a personal conversation and myself having a face-to-face with the player. So, you know, I love it. Yeah, he's loving the we. I think he wants everybody to know, listen, this is a club decision rather than a Mikel Arteta decision. You know, I'm sure he had a phone call with the Kroenkes and Edu, and they've probably said, listen, we back you on this. Peter Nolan said, Curtis, are you taking your client on a pay-as-you-pay basis? Listen, man, yeah, he's been downgraded, man. He had a long-term contract with my company. He's on pay-as-you-go now. You know, we just put £10 credit on at a time now. Aubameyang, what have you done? I got all kinds of pressure this morning. People are like, your client's finished, blah, blah, blah. On how Aubameyang took the news, he said he had to accept the decision. I mean, yeah, he's got no choice in the matter, has he? So, he can't do anything else. Sweg versus the Cone Man. Do you know what? Let me put a poll up. What I want to know is who you think the next Arsenal captain should be. That's what I want to know. Who do you think the next... We've always got to move forward, people. We always got to move forward. Who should the next Arsenal captain be? Because Aubameyang's done. So I want to know who you think. There are a lot of suggestions from people. So it only lets you put 4 up there. So I'm going to put Tierney up there because a lot of people are suggesting him. Tierney. Who else? Gabriel. And who would you say the other one? Odegaard or Ramsdale, possibly. Let's put Ramsdale, and then I'll put Odegaard as the fourth one. Anyone else, then just type it in the comments, people. So I've put those up. Let me know who you think. We'll read the votes after. Man said Eddie, obviously. Yeah, he can get the phone coin. Thomas Partey. Jeez, I ain't seen anybody suggest him. Yeah, and Ketia, let's get him in. He get everybody a new contract, people. Brand new phone, iPhone 13 on EE with unlimited minutes, text, and data. Got to be Tierney. See, the interesting thing for me when it comes to captaincy is sometimes, right, and I tell you this from experience, people, sometimes the leader is not who it appears to be on the pitch. See, people look at Kieran Tierney, they go, oh, I see him shouting, I see him, training in a T-shirt in the snow. Does that make him a captain? Does that make him a leader? He's injury prone. For me, first things first, I say this every time. In any form of life, people, availability is the best ability. You can't go to your job on Monday and have an absolute worldie and not turn up for the rest of the week. You can't tell your manager, listen, I won't be in till next week, but I was incredible today. They're not going to accept that. You have to turn up daily and perform. Kieran Tierney doesn't play on enough. Every time I watch Arsenal play, Tierney's on the floor getting treatment. How can he be a captain if he's in the treatment room all the time? He's not the Scotland captain. I'm pretty sure he wasn't the Celtic captain. I just don't see it. Training in the snow does not make you the captain. Are these players going to look at you and follow your lead? Can you talk to these guys and inspire them? I'm not sure. Snake Eyes, big up, bro. He said, big up, Big C. Lick the like button. People, we've got over 2,000 in here. Over 2,000 legends in the chat. Big up to every single one of you. You can see the poll down there. I want to know who your next Arsenal captain should be. Make sure you lick down that like button. Lick it. And make sure you subscribe. Do you know what, people? We're about 50 subscribers away from 39k. So I hope we hit that today. We need 50 subscribers for 39k. Let's hit 40 by the new year. Ben White. No, I didn't put Ben White. Ben White, for me, nowhere near. He doesn't even watch football. I want my captain to at least watch football. Graham said, Curtis, what about Benjamin White? Will probably play every game, can be a leader on the pitch, will be at Arsenal for the next few years. But on what basis are we making him the captain? Have you seen, if you believe there's leadership qualities, they're cool. I haven't seen them yet. I have not seen them yet. I can't lie. Man saying Saka for captain, no chance. There is no option for Xhaka. I mean, listen, on my channel, there will be no option for Granit Xhaka. That's for certain. There will be no Granit Xhaka option on my channel. Arsenal FC, I knew, listen, there's a few names I knew were coming for me today. This is one of them. He said, Curtis, my boy, what have I tried to tell you about your boy Aubameyang for months? You have to sack him now. Now, I'm going to come back to the press conference reaction because we got a special guest in the building. Needs no introduction, people, and I want to know his thoughts on Aubameyang. Yo, yo, yo.
How you doing, Curtis, man? You good?
What are you saying, Robert? You know what? We were talking off here, and we had a good chat about it, but I thought it'd be good to get you on here today and get your thoughts, man. So, talk to me, bro. I saw your stream earlier.
Yeah, it's not a surprise that he's lost it, because I thought after the weekend, second time around, I was like, he's going to lose the captaincy.
Yeah.
And when you're the captain of a club, you've got certain responsibilities, and you got to live up to those responsibilities. And being late is not great, but it just the more and more is sort of, I'm thinking about it, the more and more is going on. Me and you sort of spoke about it off air. It's kind of leaving a bit of an unsavory taste in my mouth, the way it's ended. Could it have been done in a better way?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not comfortable with how this is going down. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? So it really does look like he's been hung out to dry. I would love to know like the full story around it, because what we were told is that he went abroad to bring back his mum, who's not been feeling very well, and that's been something that's been quite ongoing for a while.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be back on Wednesday, but it got back on the Thursday.
Yeah.
But he wasn't actually late for training. So I'm just wondering if it sounds like it's obviously turned into some big argument. Probably on his side, he's probably arguing that, listen, it's my mum.
Yeah.
And yeah, right, maybe I'm a bit late, but it was my mum, and I don't care about anything else when my mum's health's involved.
Yeah.
And then on the side of Arteta now, he's probably like, you're late again. COVID's around, there's COVID protocols. So there probably could be on both sides some valid arguments, but the way it's kind of ended like this huge story now today, what kind of preparation is that for a huge game tomorrow?
It's crazy.
I don't like it. And then both me and you spoke about this, and you brought this up to me, and I thought it was a great point that Harry Maguire in the summer, was abroad, had a fight with somebody.
Yeah.
And remember, he got done in court. This is not like a rumored fight or anything. He got done in court. He's still captain of Man United. He's still been allowed to come back, and still it was dealt with in a quieter manner. It was dealt with, So I'm just a bit uncomfortable. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with this, man. It's this. I don't know if Aubameyang was the right captain in the first. I've never really thought of Aubameyang more as a captain. I think of him more as a guy. He's our best player, even though he hasn't shown it in recent times. He's done some great things for us, and I don't really want it to end like this for him in this manner.
Yeah. Because I think the sad thing is with Aubameyang, like, look, he's not the same player at the moment, is he? But we've had a lot of great times with him as a player. We were desperate to keep him. And if he was to leave now, or this was the end of it, I think it's tarnished his whole time at the club. I think people just remember the way he left, similar to Ozil. So it's a shame.
It's a real shame. It's a real shame. And I just don't like the way this has sort of been played out in such public. I mean, all right, you're always going to have a lot of scrutiny on it because he is the captain and he's lost the captaincy. But I don't know, man. It just seems a real mess at the moment, an absolute mess. Just before we're about to play in a massive game against West Ham, a game that now it's a big gamble for Mikel Arteta as well,
of
right?
course.
Because if we win the game tomorrow, it's all cool, and it can be easily dealt with, and we lose that game or draw that game,
they're going to say, why didn't you put him on the bench?
It's going to be, and it's going to be not even just that. It's going to be like, is it your style of management? You fell out with Guendouzi, you're this, you're that, blah, 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 blah. So, listen, I just saw somebody there say I'm defending Aubameyang. I'm not defending anybody because I don't know the true story. I'm just saying I don't like the way it's been handled.
Yeah, I agree.
The more I think about it, I'm not saying that Arteta's necessarily wrong, because you've got to have discipline, and you are the captain. I said this on Saturday when it all went down. I said he's the captain of the team, and when you're the captain of a team, you have a lot of responsibility. It goes beyond, it goes beyond certain things. You are the captain, so you have to set an example. So if he's not setting that example, it is right to take the captaincy away from him. But it seems to be even beyond that. There's obviously been some mega argument that's happened, isn't it? And a mega falling out that's happened.
I mean, obviously the other week, that stuff, when he liked the Ronaldo post and things like that, do you think it's just a combination of things, and Arteta's got to a point where he's like, you know what, this week was just the final straw?
The liking post thing's a bit stupid, I think. I just look at things like that. It's a bit stupid. That's something that he probably, and then you end up regretting. But the turning up late thing twice, and especially at the moment, Curtis, with COVID, I know all about that, mate, because I've been isolating for over 10 days now because of it. I've had various members of my staff go down with it. It's something that you've seen all these football clubs at the moment with, loads of COVID cases, the Man United game called off and that. So in order to keep games going, in order to keep your squad intact, it is very important, right?
Yeah.
So we can't belittle. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna go too hard on Arteta because you don't know exactly what's gone on. But I just don't like the way it's all played out and it's all happened, and now it's just not looking good. It's, we got a big game tomorrow. We got a big game tomorrow.
I mean, the thing is, we were saying it obviously off camera. I was saying, once you do that to Aubameyang, you've got to have a get out clause, because if he stays at the club, or you can't sell him, because who's going to buy a 32-year-old on 300 grand and give you a half decent transfer fee? So if you don't get rid of him, you got a big problem on your hands.
Yes, it is a big problem because we did a live earlier and Curtis was saying, "Oh yeah, well, Turkish, sorry," and Turkish was saying, "Well, it'll go in January for 20 million." I don't think so. Who's going to match those wages right now, especially now that we're in a pandemic and it's starting to all bubble up again. Teams don't even know if they're going to get games going and things like that. No one's going to fork out that sort of money. He's not going to want to go for any less money. So we could be, we could have a player worth that amount of money stuck on the bench. And it just, you've got some players who might say, well, I'll tell you what, I'll play a bit of a waiting game. Let's see who lasts longer. I'll sit around here for a while. I reckon I'm calculating you might get sacked. You don't know. Players think like that, bro. They do. It's happened a lot at other clubs. So, but I don't know, man. Listen, if he's lost the captaincy, the best scenario would be for them to get this all sorted and settled. It seemed in Arteta's press conference that he's upset about the whole thing. Maybe he said a couple of times, sometimes these things need to sort of calm down and the dust settles. And that is true. And maybe if the dust settles, then they can then go and speak to each other, sort it out, and get the guy back playing, because we're not going to be able to just get rid of him unless a Newcastle comes in and and then that guy there, AKM, is talking about the situation being handled terribly. It's just not used to. We never used to really be like that at Arsenal, that these things are in public, but it seems to be happening a lot. Guendouzi. I think it was Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the summer. There's Ozil. There's a lot of examples of this, isn't it? It's just not good, is it?
Saliba. And the thing is,
Saliba.
They're all under the same manager, Rob. We didn't really see this under Wenger. We didn't see it under Emery. But this guy seems to be on a bit of a power trip.
He's a real disciplinarian by the looks of it. And it's knowing your people to be, there's certain players, that you got to really rip into them.
Yeah. And
then there's other players, you got to deal with them a slightly different way because they're maybe sensitive in another way. So it's knowing your people as well. But certainly a lot of examples of players not being happy. And as I said, Guendouzi, Saliba, Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the summer, Aubameyang, Ozil before that. There's a lot of examples, man. It's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
I never remember Wenger. I never remember Wenger really falling out with anybody like this.
No. But you know what I thought was interesting was he was asked on if Xhaka could be the new captain. He said Granit is one of the captains and he's part of the leadership group.
I've been saying this for a long time, man. I've been saying that basically Xhaka is like the captain without the armband, in my opinion. He plays every game.
Yeah.
You see him. He's the most vocal player on that pitch.
Yeah.
To me, he's been the captain for a very long time, even since he got that strip. From the moment we didn't sell him, he's a captain. It wouldn't surprise me. End of the season, he gets the captaincy back.
I think that's a disgrace if he gets
it back. If he did well to the end of the season, I think he could get it back.
I mean, Saeed saying, hurry up with the Amazon documentary. I mean, Amazon must sit there every day and go, yo, these men are going to break records when this drops.
man. Well, people like to talk about AFTV, right? What's the Amazon documentary with all this drama going on, right? You know what I mean? This is not this is of our own making at the moment. It's ridiculous. It's not
crazy.
good. It's not good. It's not going to show. It's not going to show the club in a good light whatsoever. I don't like it. I don't like this. Obviously things go on, and obviously this would have to be explained. But it just seems, I don't know. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with it, but I do. It's hard for me or anybody in the chat or anybody watching this to judge because we're not there, and we don't know what's gone on, and we don't know how serious the whole situation is. But obviously, for the response that we're seeing, it must be something really bad.
Yeah,
there's a massive falling out, massive. And last week, Arteta was talking about the fact that they get on well.
I mean, just moving forward, obviously, who would you make the new captain?
I would give it to Lacazette until the end of the season and then make a decision then. I really don't want Arsenal to just jump into giving it to somebody who is not captain material. I know a lot of people look on it and you see some obvious people who look like a Kieran Tierney looks like an obvious person to make a captain. But I don't know if he's captain material. It's just the same last time. We gave it to Aubameyang just based off of the fact that he was our best player. He's done so brilliantly for us in the FA Cup, leading us to that win. He's led by example on the pitch that we just said, Aubameyang, But as it turns out, he's not really captain material, is he? So whoever we give it to has to be a leader, a natural leader, or somebody who can grow in to being a proper leader. And I'm just, I don't want it rushed. I think at the moment, Lacazette's there at least till the end of the season. It's part of the
leadership group.
Leadership group. Give it to him from now till the end of the season, and then make a decision on it there. I've seen Odegaard mentioned as a leader. He does captain Norway. A lot of the young players are I think Sambi Lokonga used to be captain at Anderlecht.
Yeah, he did,
as well. Yeah. So, there's a lot of potential people there. The Kieran Tierney, as we know, there's been suggestions about Gabriel, but I don't really know if he's really even versed in English. So, but Ben White, maybe. Is he a captain? I don't know, because you know what? As I said, being a leader, a good leader, you've got to be made of a certain amount of stuff,
I mean, to me, I think the crazy thing for me, when I look at the Arsenal team, I don't really see an obvious captain. I honestly don't.
No, the obvious captain is probably Xhaka. He's captain of Switzerland. He's been there, done that. But he messed up already, so he can't get it. He's too late. You know what I mean? He messed up and lost the captaincy. After that, I mean, Aaron Ramsdale, I like the fact that he seems a leader on the pitch. But like you said, Lacazette, and then there's no obvious leader. You're right. So maybe take a season to see throughout the season who that person's going to be, because Lacazette will probably move on as well. Yeah, and then you make one of them. I don't know, man. It's this captaincy at Arsenal seems like it's cursed, man. When I think about some of the captains we've had in recent times, man. You know what I mean?
Gallas,
every one of them.
Koscielny,
Gallas,
throwing down the shirt.
We've just been in the past just taking the captaincy and just handing it to whoever. So let's like this time, let's get it right. Let's get it right. Or maybe have no captain. Or do what Wenger did. Just get it to every week. You get to a new one.
Yeah, I mean, while I got you on, I just wanted to ask you, like, how are you feeling about the season in generally? A bit more positive? Do you still think we haven't really proved it against the better teams? What's your general feeling about the season?
I'm still a bit up and down. I'm in the middle. Yeah, I have to say. And if you look at Arsenal's results, you can see why I'd be in the middle, and a lot of people would be. We've won 7, lost 6. That means we've been very average. Yeah. So there's a lot. I like the new players. I think the new signings have all performed well. But the team as a whole, some of the senior players, Thomas Partey, Aubameyang, they've not stepped up to the plate this season. They've been poor. But the young players and the other young players and the new players have all performed well. But the senior players that we're relying on them to be the better guys, they haven't stepped up. And it's just been an average season so far. But it's still early in the season. We still got a shout to get into the top 4 if we can get our acts together. I think tomorrow's game's a big test against West Ham because they've been playing well and they're a very strong team. But at the moment, for me, it's very the jury's still out because the record for what we've seen so far this season, it speaks for itself. 7 wins, 6 losses.
It's not great, is it?
Sometimes all right, sometimes rubbish. That's where we've been.
I mean, I saw you do a bit of a transfer video the other day. Are you expecting us to be active in January? Because, I mean, we lose 4 players to AFCON. Surely we got to go into the market.
So then players ain't playing good anyway. So.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Pepe ain't playing.
Pepe ain't playing at all. That's another one that it looks like something's gone on. In my opinion, it looks like something's gone on. Aubameyang's not playing now either. So that's 2, right? Yeah. Thomas Partey's not playing well, and who's the other one? And El Neni ain't playing either. So the man ain't even playing. So does it make any difference?
It's true.
I think you know what? I still think Arsenal could do with a couple more experienced old heads, but I don't know. I don't know who we'll get in January. I don't know.
I think we need a midfielder.
And then again, Curtis, I look on it and I'm like, is it a midfielder or is it our style of play? Is it, people say we need strikers. We obviously we need a especially now, we need a striker. We need an upgrade on the strikers we got. I'd love to see a Vlahovic or someone like that probably in the summer. But if we don't create enough chances for the strikers, which we don't, then we're not going to score goals. So we need to. I don't know if it's the lack of a creative midfielder or is it just the lack of creation in our team. I just don't feel sometimes. I just feel like we don't create enough.
Nowhere near.
We don't create enough. We don't create enough chances for the players who play up front. And I want to see us create more chances because, we've got very good players, but we need to create more.
I mean, they reckon Vlahovic's agent, he ain't even picking up the phone to us, is he? They reckon...
The Vlahovic thing, I don't think he'll come to Arsenal because the guy can go anywhere he wants. He's one of the hottest strikers in Europe. He'll want to play Champions League. So first of all, Arsenal need to get in the Champions League to have any chance of getting Vlahovic. And this is one of the problems we've got at the moment, Curtis. There's not a lot of many good strikers out there.
No, there's not.
There's Vlahovic. Who else that's available? There's Isaac, maybe. Again, all of them are going to go for a premium. And if we haven't got Champions League football, all of them will have a chance to go to a Champions League club.
Yeah.
I like that Lautaro Martinez Inter. I'd love a player like him, but he ain't going to come.
We should have got him last summer. I think we had a chance before Lukaku went to Chelsea, and then I think we kind of messed that up.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I just think I'm looking at some of the strikers that are available, and I'm like, yeah, they're all right. Apart from Vlahovic, he's the one that I'd be really, really like to have.
Yeah.
Amazon documentary going to win awards.
I'm telling you.
Do you know what though? I was thinking about it earlier. Is that if they're going to be more drama in it than there was in the Tottenham one, and they hardly showed any of that, did they?
No.
Remember Tottenham's one? They were all over the place. They had sacking Pochettino,
Mourinho, and
sack Mourinho. They had pure. And well, you watch the documentary, it was a bit tame. Listen, these documentaries, they're already
watered down, aren't they?
They're you can't show that and you can't show this. Listen, we won't see a lot more than what we're seeing now. Little bits.
You'll see bits and bobs. Just obviously with Arteta. I mean, you know me when it comes to Arteta. I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. You saying there about buying experienced players, but does it seem like he doesn't want experienced players? He wants all these youngsters. He's feeding us all this project youth. He seems to have fallen out with the more experienced players. So you think he'll be more young players?
I don't think there'll be more young players because if it's in January, it wouldn't make sense to bring in another young player. It would have to be someone who's going to have a bit of experience and nous behind him. And as I said, for me, this is a big season for Arteta. I mean,
Yeah.
it should be for me that if it's not in minimum top 6, that would be the end for me. 2
Yeah.
seasons of 8th and then outside the top 6 again. Nah.
That'll be the end.
So, and to me, we've got an opportunity this year because of the weakness of Man United to get into the Champions League. So I'm just looking at that. There's Jonathan David, Vlahovic, Isaac,
Calvert-Lewin,
Ivan Toney. Yeah, all of them are good strikers. I think Vlahovic is the one out of all of them I'd want the most.
Yeah,
because I think he can go on to become elite. Are any of those elite?
No, they're not really.
Listen, I'm looking Arsenal right now, and I'm looking like I want to be competing to try and win the league. And I'm looking at those strikers' names. That's what I'm saying. When I look at what's out there at the moment, there's good strikers. They're all right. But the league?
I mean,
which one of them would City be going after, or Liverpool, or any of them? They wouldn't, would they? Maybe they'd be after Vlahovic. That's the only one. So that's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of real top quality strikers out there at the moment that are available.
Yeah.
And I want us to get it right next time. I don't want us to just go and get any and anyone.
Yeah.
That's
the problem, isn't it? You know what is it? It might be a reality check for us where, we're looking for strikers that can win us the league and get top 4, but maybe we are Calvert-Lewin. Maybe that's kind of where we are right now as a club.
That's the problem, Curtis. It is. That is where we are at the moment. But
yeah,
I want us to, part of it, that's what I say sometimes when we're talking about projects and progress and stuff like that. To me, I said it, we did a show the other day on AFTV, and I said it then. When does the project, what's the end date of the project?
We're still
because I'm saying, when you say trust the process, I can trust it, but I need to know what's the end? What's the start and what's the end? So, if you're saying to me, you want me to trust the process, all right, I'll trust it. When does it end? 2023? 25, 30? When? How long do we have to wait before we're challenging for the league again? That's what I want to know. Because I'm hungry to be challenging for the league. I'm hungry to be back in the Champions League. And it can't just be like, we get to the end of the season here, trust the process, the players are young. When? How long does it, we expecting with our team to be challenging for the league again?
It seems a long way off.
What do you think?
I mean, it seems a long way off. With this owner and this manager.
And that's what I don't like. Because I'm like, was it? What by what year? We're on the verge of being in 2022. Is it 2023? Is it 25? Because already, Arteta effectively 2 seasons. How long?
Do you think the fan base?
I certainly wouldn't get rid of him now. Me personally, I'm giving him till the end of the season at least, and then you take it from there. That's how it should be, I feel, as the owners of the club. But how long is it till you're challenging for the league? What is the process? I don't really know what it is.
I think the problem at the moment is, there's a lack of leadership at Arsenal, and to go from 8th to challenging for the league, that's going to take a big spend in it. That's 200-300 million. We spent 150 in the summer, and that's a drop in the ocean, really, isn't it? It hasn't made that much difference to us. We're a little bit better. So,
well, sometimes you can also, you have a top quality manager who adds a little bit, just a couple of bits, and can completely turn it around. That's what I'm saying. I really need to know. That guy there said penalty spot is saying it. Any project manager will tell you a plan has a start and an end with delivery of objectives, and I agree with that completely. Right? You know what I mean? If you're saying we've got this project going, I want to know when the end of. No one can tell me. Every time I keep asking people, I said, "Do you know when the end of this projection is?" Is it 23? By 2023, we will be challenging for the league. I've not heard that.
No.
By 2022, by the end of 2022, we'll be aiming to be in the Champions League. I don't know what it is.
You don't hear that, do you? I mean,
no,
what was
it's
funny?
just like, trust the process. So I can't trust nothing. I don't know I ain't got the full details of it. I know that I can see with the young players we're bringing in that I get that. I get what they're going with, but what's the end date?
The thing is with these, man, Rob, look, when Lampard got sacked, Abramovich said he wanted Chelsea to challenge for the title. Lampard wasn't doing it, you're gone. We got Edu saying, well, don't want to put any targets out there and put pressure on.
It's ridiculous.
It's too easy and comfy. It's too easy.
That was ridiculous. There's got to be targets.
Yeah.
So the target at the end of this season, if I was setting the target for Mikel Arteta at the start of this season, realistically, I would have said, being a realistic target, I'm not even being Abramovich right now, I'm being realistic target, I'd say, right, the minimum we need is in the top 6. We've got no European football this year. Minimum is you need to be in the Europa League. Minimum. Right?
Oh, minimum, yeah.
Minimum. And also, I don't want to just scrape the Europa League. I want to see big improvements in the team. I want to see a massive leap forward that gives me hope. Right? That'd be the minimum. But really and truly, the objective should really be top 4. But I'm being realistic because at the start of the season, when I saw Man United's team, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, I'm like, their squad's way better than us. So, all right, it's reasonable to say to try and get into the top 6. But then what is it after that?
It's got to be top 4 the year after that, surely, hasn't it?
Yeah. So to me, you know what I mean? That's what I want to say. I want to hear those things. I want to say, the process is we are looking to get into the top 4 first and then head to try and win it because this is a huge club. And I just don't like the way it's just like, it's a process and there's no sort of targets being put on that because, then you're just like hanging out like a Aston Villa or something. No disrespect to them. Where, we're building something, but there's no targets to it.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? Because for me, if I was managing Arteta, the first thing I'd say is get the best out of the players you've got there. And I'd be looking at it going, Partey ain't doing nothing. Aubameyang's not. Pepe's not. Martinelli's only just got back in the team. I don't think he's getting the best out of the players we've got there. And I think a better manager could get more out of those players.
Yeah, and then the problem is at the moment, Curtis, is who is that manager? I think we missed out on Conte. And now, you look at United, they can't even find a manager themselves. They're struggling. Ralph Rangnick, was that their first choice? No, that's about their 4th choice. And even then, they recognize that. They've only brought him in until the end of the season, really. So there's not a lot of great managers out there. Or you got to be aggressive in the market and you got to go and get your man. You got to, go and get a Ten Hag or go and get a Gasparini or somebody like that. But listen, I think I'll let you know by the end of the season whether Mikel Arteta is the right one. He's making some very big, bold decisions.
Yeah.
We'll wait to see if they're right. I mean, the decision with Aubameyang's a huge one.
It's a huge one.
Huge one.
Do you know what I said at the start of this stream? I said, what he's done with Aubameyang today will probably either push him on to greater heights or it will be his P45. I think it's one of the two. Because you're gonna have a battle now in the dressing room.
Yeah, I want Mikel Arteta to be successful. You know what I mean? Because if he's successful, we're Arsenal football team successful. I hope they can work this out. It may not necessarily be the end of it for Aubameyang. It is an absolute mess at the moment. I hope they can work this out, but it don't look good. It's not a good. We should be talking about tomorrow's game. Instead, we're talking about this. And it's not a good look, is it? It's not a good
I
look
mean, just
at all.
finally then, obviously tomorrow's game, West Ham, you're sporting the new merch. I think Saka with the puppy on his chest got the better of you, didn't it, on the advert?
Christmas present.
Yeah, man. All right, that old chestnut. What do you think about the game tomorrow, man? West Ham, Antonio.
Listen, we just made the game even tougher for ourselves because,
Yeah.
David Moyes will be saying to you, yeah, look at them, man. They're a mess at the moment. Let's just go there and, if we can heap more pressure on them, we've got a good record against West Ham, but we're going to have to play a lot better than I didn't like how we started at the weekend. Eventually we did put in a good performance, but we got to start better. And I want to see more chances created in the game. But if we could win that game tomorrow, it sets us up nicely for the whole of the Christmas period. Got Leeds away coming up next. We've got Norwich away, Wolves, and then rounding it off with City. There's some tough games coming up. Whether they'll all get played or not, I don't know either. With this COVID stuff.
United game called off.
It's crazy at the moment what's happening in London. COVID's just tearing down everything. So, but yeah, there's a lot of very important games coming up. We're going to learn a lot about Arteta. I think if he comes out of this whole period, with a load of wins, we'll be talking him up and we'll be saying, well done. You made some great decisions. The Aubameyang thing was right. We'll be bigging him up. If it doesn't go well, all of these things are going to be called back into scrutiny. Nobody mentions Guendouzi until we start losing a couple of games, and then everyone's like, "Why would we have Guendouzi?" I mean, we win a game, nobody talks about it. So hopefully
we get the win.
He needs some wins.
How have you been anyway? Just finally, because I know obviously you've been down with the.
I'm all right now. I'm good, man. I'm good. I didn't even realize I had it.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I had it. No, this is, it wasn't until a couple of my other guys came down and then I did a test. I went and did a a PCR test.
Yeah.
And then, they come back to me. They said, yep.
You got it?
I was like, what? You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. But it's really, I say to everybody, man, it's really going around at the moment, man. It's like rapid everywhere, So, but I'm all right. I'm out of isolation today, actually. Although I haven't actually been out yet, but it's going to be my first day going out. I'm going to be at the game tomorrow. So, I've fully done my... I've been, to be honest, I've been all right for about the last 3-4 days, but you got to do all the isolation stuff, so...
Yeah, man. Listen, man, get well soon. Obviously, glad you're better. And let's hope Arsenal can cheer everyone
need to win tomorrow, man.
Need
to win tomorrow. And it'd be good being back in the, at the ground. I mean, that killed me at the weekend watching that game at home, man. It's worse. It's worse watching it at home. I need to be there, man.
It is. The crazy thing is, if we win tomorrow, we're in the top 4.
If we win tomorrow, we go above West Ham.
Yeah.
But the incentives, but we had that. How many times this season's like, if you win,
top 4.
If imagine, if we'd have beaten Everton, man. But if we win tomorrow, we keep getting all these second chances. We win tomorrow, show a bit of mettle, go above West Ham. And then, Leeds at the weekend, get a win there, sets us up. Going into the Christmas, probably going to Christmas in the top 4. Yeah. So come on.
Got to win the game, man. Come on, man.
Come on, Arsenal.
But listen, Rob, big up to you for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
No worries, man. Keep doing your thing.
Come on, man. I appreciate it, bro. Make sure everybody subscribe to AFTV, I'm sure, anyway. And listen,
Curtis, man.
Don't let them puppies draw you in for no more merch, I'm telling you.
Bro, I'm skint already for this Christmas, man. You know what I mean? And that's the thing now. I better get out and do some Christmas shopping tomorrow before these people start talking about lockdowns. I don't like how it's moving at the moment over here. Every day is something else.
I know.
You know what I mean? I better get that Christmas party in like Boris. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get it in quick, man. But big up Rob for coming on. Appreciate it, bro.
Nice one, man.
Take care, man. All the best. Yeah, man. Big up to Rob for coming on, man. Yeah, I'm just quickly gonna finish off with the press conference before we round up, people. I thought that was a nice little guest. Well, big boy guest to come on for a little bit. So I'm just gonna finish off with the press conference. And then we'll be out of here, people. I know I've took up most of your day. So, what did he say? Where was we at? He said, on which players could come into the leadership group? I mean, the crazy thing is, Unai Emery, when he was the Arsenal manager, was hammered for this leadership group. And now we're talking about leadership group again. He said the leadership group can alter and can have people coming in and out as well, relation to the topic you are discussing. The moment they are living in the team, when you need to mature or be involved, we'll skip through that. He's waffling. On whether the news could unite the team, he said, unfortunately, we have to be clear about the situation. I think it's better to put it out there. The amount of games that we're going to play, whether it's now or in 3 days, it's not going to be any different. I know, man, these leadership groups, man, I mean, you never saw this back in the day, did you? You know, you had a certified captain and a vice captain, and that was it. Now we've got leadership groups. You know, Emery was slaughtered for this. He said, if the decision would have been made regardless of Aubameyang's form, that's a decent question. You know, if he'd have scored 10, 15 goals this season, would this be out there? I doubt it. He said, without a question of doubt. I mean, do we believe that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Justice calling me Turkish here, but I know what you mean. Turkish, Turkish. You know, we'll mix it. I really like what you said about Arteta could have handled the situation at the Talk is Cheap show. You're a genius. I agree with that, to be fair, especially those last 4 words. I agree. But nah, big up to you, Justice, man. 5 captain rule, remember. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. You know, surely a captain should be a privilege. You're the leader, you know, passing it around like pass the parcel, man. On if Aubameyang has apologized, he said, I cannot discuss what I have discussed with him. So maybe he didn't apologize. Maybe they had a big argument, you know. Who knows, people? Who knows? He said, and this is where my head rolls off. This is where I start to have head loss. Big up to everyone still in the chat. We still got 2,500. We had nearly 3,000 when the big boss Robbie came on then. So big up to everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you hit that like. Hopefully we've hit 39K. We only needed 50 subscribers to hit 39K. So hopefully we've reached that. He was asked on if Xhaka could be the new captain. I mean, remember, he's been the captain before, and we know how that ended. He said, Granit is one of the captains. We didn't know this really, did we? Granit is one of the captains and he's part of the leadership group and is a really important player for us. Sometimes you have to highlight these things, man. Like Granit, so despite the fact he got removed as captain, he's still one of the captains. He's part of the leadership group and he's a really important player for us. I mean, that hurts. You know what I mean? That hurts, people. 45 yellow cards and 6 reds. 51 cards since he's been at Arsenal. And he's a really important player for us and part of a leadership group, despite the fact he stuck his finger up and told us all to F off. I could deal with it if he was a great midfielder. But the fact he's not a great midfielder, how is this even possible? Amo said, Big C, I would subscribe twice if I could. No worries, bro. Once is enough. The armband coming. You just know deep down that Arteta would love to give the armband to Xhaka. We won't talk about the virus. There's a number of questions regarding that. On if Aubameyang has played his last game for us, he said, all I can say is that for now, he's out of the squad. He's not involved. And sadly, this is the decision we've taken. So again, not answering the question. And again, I say this all the time, as True Say is saying it. I don't mind if you're strict, if that's how you're going to act, but don't have double standards. Willian was sprinkling salt down his elbow, Salt Bay settings. Granit Xhaka was telling people to F off and getting sent off, but they're still involved. Aubameyang turning up late, your public enemy number 1. You're the worst thing we've ever seen. Harry Maguire was beating man up in Greece, you know, in a court. Man's in court and still kept the armband. You know, it's all mad. But obviously, Maguire, different club, Ollie tax and all that. He said, on if the situation is similar to Mesut Ozil's departure, he said, it's a really particular situation. First of all, with the importance that the player has at the club, with their role and the relationship that I have with him. But unfortunately, this is the situation we have, and we have to face it. On if he was expecting to make an announcement, he said, for sure, I hoped I would be here today talking about something different and talking about Aubameyang in a completely different way. But again, we have to make decisions, and I'm here with the club to try and make the right decisions every single day, and this is all we try and do. I mean, literally every question is about Aubameyang pretty much. 39k subscribers incoming today before the show ends. Surely we must be close. Surely we must be close. We need 9 subscribers. Come on. We got to hit that before we leave today. Snake Eye said, why does he keep saying we? He should say I. He's trying to share the responsibility and say it's a club decision, On if the Aubameyang news can inspire the team, he said, I'm hoping that the team tomorrow is going to go out there with fire in their eyes and knowing the importance of the game. West Ham are within catching distance, and tomorrow we play at home in front of our people. We expect a great performance and a great result. Man said, fire in your eyes, people. Have that fire burning. Talking about playing behind closed doors, said it's really worrying. Obviously, Man United game was postponed tonight. On whether there is an ongoing disciplinary situation with Aubameyang, he said, what I can say again is that we have made the decision based on certain moments where he has not fulfilled his duties, and that's it. That's the expectation and commitment we need from every player. That's a different level. That's why we were forced to make that decision. Again, he loves the shared responsibility. He said, on whether there are things that he can't discuss about the situation, he said, I've tried to explain it. Obviously, there are situations and private matters I cannot discuss. On whether it could be a fresh start for the team and supporters, we have to deal with the situation now. On how big the West Ham game will be to the players, he said it's a big game because the position they are in and where we want to be. On whether having the crowd behind us will make a difference, said you can see the crowd gets behind the team. The moments that the team are creating, a really great example was against Southampton, and that's what the players are talking about. They know tomorrow night under the lights, they will be right behind the team and want to please them. And obviously that was a long, long press conference. He wants fire in the eyes of the players. And we just hit 39k. Big up to all of you people. And we had 2,300 votes on the poll as well. Now, let me end that poll. And the poll end was... it's not even showing up on mine. Oh, there we go. So 37% said Tierney, 35 Gabriel, 17 Ramsdale, and 9% Odegaard. 2.3k votes. So you're just about going for Tierney and Gabriel in close second. So big up to everyone who voted for that. CS39. Come on, people. 40k by New Year's, hopefully. 40k by New Year's. It's been a long stream. Do you know what? I'll preview the game tomorrow because we've been on for an hour and 20 and it's been a long, long show. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll preview the game, line up, team news, this, that, the other, have a quick look at the game. And then obviously I will be back for the watch along tomorrow. After, I went to the Southampton game at the weekend. So we'll be back with the watch along. Obviously, big up Robbie for coming on. He came on for a little guest appearance as well. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. 2,500 of you in the chat. Smash that like on the way out and enjoy the rest of your day. And all I can say, free Aubameyang, man. Free Aubameyang. Arteta's got you, man. But the streets won't forget, Aubameyang. The streets won't forget. Enjoy your day, people. Bless.